welcome to Beautiful Subconscious. I am Shell Marie. How are you? I hope that life, business, personal, all the things, your growth, I hope that you are giving yourself some true acknowledgement, especially right now. If you're listening to this right now when this airs, we're moving through, a Mercury retrograde, we've got solar eclipses. And so this planetary influence or these planetary influences, they can rattle our everyday. They can rattle our relationships. They can, demotivate us. And then we can come down like a ton of bricks on ourselves that we should know better. We should do better. And it's just like you're fighting against some real gravitational pulls. So just be kind. You're still here. You're moving through it. Please acknowledge that. So I see you and I totally relate as well because we are all human no matter how conscious we are. I love starting our episodes off with a mantra card. I think it's really fun. I love, again, tapping into a sophisticated intelligence that is always here for us, that is always communicating with us, that is always here for guidance. And it just is a great reminder that, again, we're not alone. We don't have to do it alone. Oh, God, I feel like there's so many of us that feel so alone in just moving through their goals and getting on by and outwardly looking and thinking that everyone else has got their shit together and you're the only one that is struggling. But that's not the case. Even as we succeed, we can still simultaneously be struggling. And that is the beautiful paradox of life. But we just don't always get to see the struggle in everyone else. So we can believe that it's just us. That ain't true. So today's guidance is brought to you by card number 34. I surrender to a divine rebirth. Ooh, that's good. That's great. I surrender to a divine rebirth. I don't know. I think I got to let that land to see how that lands for me. Oh, look, actually, if I was just to kind of on the cuff give you how that lands for me in my current life right now. Yeah, there is a lot of rebirth going on. There really actually is. And the where it's coming up probably the most is, well, actually everywhere, work and personal. So personal, yeah, it does. So, the dynamic that the family that I'm talking about is the dynamic of my kids and the co-parenting relationship that I have with their dad, our, little unit and the dynamic of that is evolving. And there's a part of it that the chapter will have to close in the way that we know it to be. And there is going to be a rebirth in the way that it's going to move forward. And the reason being is that, we're in relationships and just naturally that's going to have an impact with just how things have been in the past and how we operate. And, there's a sense of sadness with that in a way, like every, I guess, chapter closing or next evolution, there's going to be a sense of grief. And it's a beautiful thing. I truly believe, but it doesn't mean that it's easy, but there is an element of grief that we need to truly value and acknowledge and validate. And then also, like what this card suggests, surrender to a divine rebirth, because after every, in inverted commas, death, there is a rebirth. And this is where it's at. And then also, business wise, there's a new rebirth. Actually, it's what we're talking about today. So I love these cards. There's a new rebirth of the way that like a program or the packages I used to have, we've repackaged, reprogrammed it or switched up, evolved it to be a program now. And I'm really, really excited for it because now that I have seen what it can do and seen what the market needs, I can't unsee it. And that's such an exciting thing. And I'm really excited to share it with you so soon. I mean, today we're going to be touching a bunch on it. So, and pretty much the true essence of like the structures of how it'll be. So stay tuned. We're going to be talking about subconscious mastery and strategy. So this is what I truly believe is the dynamic duo that we are all seeking in this modern day world right now. So many of us are knowing the importance of clearing our unconscious blocks that hold us back in life and the traumas that we can carry within our subconscious that affect the way that we show up. And it can be such a triggering word, traumas. And it's just like, oh, why do I have to go there? Can't I just overachieve my way out of it so I don't have to deal? But more and more of us are realizing, obviously, we got to feel and deal to heal. Thank you, Kim K. I got that from you. Yeah. And it's true. We got to be able to deal. And so more and more of us are becoming aware of understanding our inner tapestries, doing the work, self-development, self-reflection, mindfulness, whatever, all the things. It's just coming home to a sense of our true inner selves, becoming a more truer version of who we are. But then simultaneously, we're also understanding that to quantum leap, to leap, it's beneficial to have a coach. It's beneficial to be mentored by the people that have done the things that you're setting out to achieve, the people that have paved the way. And like Tony Robbins said, success always leaves trails and little markers. And it's just like when you apply them, then you're paving your way or you're jumping on the path to success. It may look a little different because it's going to have your essence to it, but ultimately it's your definition of success. So when you combine the two of subconscious mastery, sorting out through your beautiful junk, working out what holds you back, finally facing the traumas, feeling the fears that you've tried to avoid, taking down the masks, allowing yourself to now no longer be reactive, but choosing your response. And then you team that up with elite mentorship and practical tools and strategies. Then, my friend, you have a quantum leap formula to your success. And this is what the rebirth is happening throughout Shell Marie Kinesiology. And I can't wait to share it with you. So at the end of this episode, you can have the opportunity to jump on board a waitlist and be the first to know when this drops, when this launches, because it is a game changer. So today's episode, we're going to be touching on those 4 major areas, how I like to address the subconsciousness and what plays out within the subconsciousness of those areas, but then also what's available as tangible tools and people that have created and got a formula and repeated and trialed and evolved and refined it to be something that will be such an efficient way to achieve the things that you want to achieve. And so when you combine the two, I'll tell you and share with you how this is going to be able to change your life and the lives of the people around you. So let's get it going. So who this is here to help, this is, in a way, like I like to think it's like the way that we do it, it's never been done before. The way that we do it with the subconscious mastery in the tools and the tangible tools I use, as well as the team of experts that we've put together and we've found our dream team, that's not been done before. But the concept of getting your psychology right as part of coaching and as part of mentorship, that's been done. Like, that's around. You see elite athletes, they are very well in the know about getting your mindset right, getting your psychology right, tuning, like really dialing up and refining and working out what's in the way. Activating is the word that I'm trying to seek. Activating your true self-belief so they can accomplish and achieve high performance, great success in their zone of genius, in their field of expertise. And so I have often thought like subconscious mastery or getting into people's psychology and understanding people's psychology and what blocks them and holds them back and how it affects them. I can see where that lands in every aspect of our lives, in every field. Like I often, think with athletes, I'm just like, I would love to know what tripped up that stress response that had them miss those 6 goals in a row. I would love to learn like what they've got within to be able to tune out the crowd and really just dial in to step up and win the Brownlow for football, or what's going to support them in calming themselves down after maybe a shitty day, on the playing field. I often see that within the workplace as well. It's like how dealing with or addressing the employees individually and what's playing out within their subconscious that is affecting them personally and professionally. And, these employees are often going to workplaces more than what they're at home, and collectively they create the culture of the workplace. So when we help alleviate their unresolved setbacks and wounds and stresses that they are housing and trying to suppress to show up professionally, if we just dealt with the stress so they can show up more authentically and more uninterfered in their capabilities, then that's going to change the culture of the workplace. That's going to change the profitability, the fulfillment, and the growth within a company. And so I'm like, God, this would apply absolutely everywhere. And again, you think about it in parenting, you're just like, God, I wonder, and this is how it actually kicked off for me. I'm just like, Shai came and I'm just like, I got to deal with my stuff. There is so much stuff coming through for me. I can't travel my way away from this. I got to deal. And yeah, there was ways where I'm just like, I'm feeling so emotional. I feel emotionally turbulent, and she doesn't need to see me like this, or she doesn't deserve, like she's a child, she's a baby, and I'd come down on myself too. And everyone doesn't deserve to be so self-punishing. And to work out what was triggering that and tripping that up has been, oh my gosh, the most liberating act of self-love I could do for myself, and to showcase that and example that for my kids. And so this idea of understanding what's playing out behind the scenes can literally be templated in any aspect of your life. So the moment I saw this, I'm just like, God, you can really apply this anywhere. And that is why the wellness industry is a multi-trillion-dollar industry that is continuing to grow, because more and more of us are understanding that we have got to prioritize ourselves and our wellness and our well-being. And it goes beyond from what we originally thought, which was exercise and nutrition. It's like sleep. It's your emotional well-being. It's your psychological well-being. It's really allowing yourself to rest and not pushing yourself every single day and stress and being in this constant state of stress. Like, your well-being and your wellness is so vital for every aspect of your life. And that's why, this industry is an industry, and it's growing in the trillions of dollars. So I've always been really passionate about working out what's playing out behind the scenes, because I'm like, oh, there's more to this. And that's just the way my mind is wired up to be. I love understanding the mind, and I love understanding the subconscious. And so when clients come to see me in and around their relationships, they are wanting to either call in the relationship they've just broken up, or they're in a relationship and they're just like, I feel disconnected. Like, we are reactive to each other. I know that, or maybe they're unaware at this point that they are mirroring really painful parts of themselves that they didn't know to address. They just didn't have access on their own to address. And these are what our relationships are so great for. As I say with a half, they are gifts. They really are gifts. They're uncomfortable, but they're gifts. And so people come and see me with relationships like this, and then they're like, I don't want to pass this on to my kids, or I know I got this from my mum, or I saw my dad do this and it's affecting me now, and it's affecting my relationship now. And I'm sick of reacting this same way. And I'm sick of pulling in these same relationships that are repeating the same patterns. I want to heal this once and for all. And so this is what we get to work through. And I love seeing the growth in clients where they get a sense of coming home to themselves, because they are repairing their relationship with themselves. And when you repair the relationship with yourself, then you are ultimately drawing in the relationship of that same energetic resonance with somebody else, that compatibility. And so the subconsciousness, or when they come see me also, will say next one would be about money. So they're like, all right, the way that I fear it. I get really scared of running out of it. I'm like, it just wakes me up at night. It wakes me up in the middle of the night of just like, am I going to be okay? Am I going to be okay with this? And so it's a survival response. They're like, I want to know what's playing up, and I'm sick of operating from this scarcity. And they know that a lot of it has been inherited from their upbringing, a blueprint that their parents either consciously or unconsciously passed on, whether it's the way that they spoke of money, the way that they saw money being managed, the way that they saw money being handled. And they're like, God, I fear it. I don't trust myself with it. And so they want to get to the root source of that. They're like, if you can help me get through this, that would change my life. I'll feel free, and I'll feel like I can see money for what it is, which is energy, and energy being an unlimited resource. Therefore, money is an unlimited resource. Then I want to be able to fully tap into that and clear away what blocks me from really knowing that to be true. And so this is what we get to work with in money. And then simultaneously, or the next thing that they come see me for is career. And so they'll be like, is this all it is? Is this all like that I'm going to be able to do in life? Like, what else? Like, I want more. I feel like I'm pigeonholed with the skills that I've got now, and I'm reaching 40, or I'm 33 and I still don't know what I want to do. And people are still saying that at 45, 50. And they're just like, I don't know, like, do I stay? The money's good, but I feel unfulfilled. And is this all life's going to be? Do I just have to settle for that? And that's a real stress. There's this level of despondency that's creating pain and suffering within inside of them. So we get to draw out that stress. We get to draw up that pain. We get to voice what they're really circulating in their minds and within their inner dialogue every single day. And we get to understand that more in depthly and set it free, liberate them from that dialogue and liberate themselves from that perspective and those perceptions that they have of themselves and what their capabilities are, what's available to them. And then they can choose. They are now landing in more of an empowered state of choice. And then finally, their health. People come see me because they're like, I have tried absolutely everything and I'm sick of feeling this pain. I'm sick of not being able to sleep. I'm sick of this pain in my body or this injury. My body is forever just getting injured, or I had a surgery. I had 2 surgeries. I feel like I've got ADHD qualities. All of it's very real in a sense, but underneath all of that is energy. And so when we get to the root source of what's manifested into traits and qualities of ADHD, when we can get to the origins of that injury, which is a matter form, but at the very, very core of it is energy. And when we can start to change that up, then everything changes. We can start to free up what the body has been holding onto in trauma or from trauma or something that's unresolved that has manifested in pain, which is manifested into an injury, which is manifested into, the body and the structure of your body and your physical structure operating at a compensated state every day. And you're like, enough is enough. Like I deserve to have more vitality. I deserve to be able to digest my food and not feel bloated. I deserve to be able to sleep better at night. I deserve to feel more focused. And so that's what we address in the subconscious. So I love seeing what the body of a client reveals. And I love when they get the wisdom and the understanding of what their body has been trying to communicate to them. Like, you can't put a price on that. It's just like they are now empowered with their own wisdom and they're connected to it. And it's just like, you can't, that's theirs forever. That's theirs for good. But then to add now, once they're no longer living from those compensated states and they're more in a neutral, empowered state, they have that choice of creating new habits and creating new behaviors and beliefs and new mental dialogue. And so they can start to enforce that more with tangible tools. Imagine the tangible tools that you can get from a relationship coach or a counselor or a coach within your career. Imagine having your financial blueprint and where your money goes addressed and looked at. And then, yes, I understand that will create fear, but then if that's covered with the subconscious mastering and dealing with that fear as it comes through, but then also having someone to look through and then start to cultivate new habits, then how much more empowered would you be? Same with your health. If you're addressing it on the energetic realm, but then also in its physical realm and supplementing it and working out where it's depleted and understanding where it's not absorbing, like, wouldn't that be more of a powerful way to address your health and your well-being and your performance than ultimately your success in your relationships, your success in your money, your success in your career, and your success in your health? This is where I'm like, mind blown. This is going to change so many lives. And so this is coming out very soon. If you want to be one of the first, please jump on board the waitlist. I would love to hear what you've taken from today's episode. Subconscious mastery and strategy. What are your thoughts? How does that resonate for you? What does it excite within you? Does it leave you feeling like, holy shit, I have got there is something here for me that is going to really support me in such a comprehensive way. There's going to be such a way to address, in my opinion, 4 significant areas of your life. So I can't wait. I'm so excited. Guys, if you're ready to get to the bottom of your crippling self-doubt and finally resolve it from its root source, or if you're feeling like your career isn't hitting the mark and you're questioning where life's heading, if you crave relief from physical pain and just need some real answers, and if you're ready to flip your financial script and rewrite your money story not only through your subconscious but with professional practical tools, then jump on board our waitlist now. This 6-month program is breaking new ground in blending subconscious mastery and expert strategy for your success. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on this transformational journey. We are diving deep into those unconscious barriers, and with a dedicated team, we are focusing on your health, your wealth, your relationships, and your career. So hit the show notes, click apply, jump on the wait list, because this is the way to pave your path to true empowerment. I can't wait.
Audience exclusive.